as you've already realised, and I'm married to David, and we've got 3 grown-up children who are all over the country now, different bits of the country, and 3 lovely grandchildren, one of them just newborn, 2 weeks old, Libby Matilda. And I was a teacher in a primary school for a long time in North Yorkshire, and now I teach dyslexic children. Enjoy doing all kinds of things like swimming and watching football and watching the tennis, and I brought my little bear from Wimbledon here. He's called Ben because, yes, one of my pupils missed a lesson so that he could go to Wimbledon when he brought me this bear back as a present. So, yeah. Yes, on Sunday I'm going to be ordained deacon in York Minster. So it is a very, very special day. It will be a big service in the Minster, and it will be full of lots of family and friends of all the people who are being ordained. And the Archbishop of York is going to be taking the service, and there'll be a special moment in the service when each person who's going to be ordained will kneel in front of the Archbishop, and he lays his hands on their head and he prays that the Holy Spirit will fill the person and equip them for the work and office of a deacon in the church. Well, a deacon's a bit like a tennis player, really, because a deacon is called to serve.
Yes.
But a deacon really is called to serve God,
Yes.
first of all,
Yeah.
and then to serve other people.
Right.
But the focus is on serving God by sharing the good news about Jesus being alive. And it's really what the apostles did in the early church, those very first friends of Jesus. When he had risen from the dead, they went out and told everyone. And that is really what a deacon is called to do, is to share what happened and that Jesus is alive. Well, this is my deacon stole, and this will be put on me by the Archbishop. It's worn sideways as a sign of being a deacon, and it's a reminder of when Jesus actually washed the disciples' feet. And this stole represents the towel which he tied around his waist. Because Jesus was the teacher and the Lord of all, and yet he knelt down and washed the disciples' feet, which was the most humble thing that in those days anyone could do. I'm going to be a non-stipendary, which means I don't get paid. Assistant curate, and I will carry on with my work, teaching dyslexic children and ministering to them, helping them as well. I see that as part of what God's calling me to do. I was watching the tennis last night, and I was watching Andy Murray under the roof for the first time, and it struck me that when he got his first service in, the game went well. He could move forward, and I think it's the same about knowing Jesus, really. If we get our focus right and we want to know him and serve him first, then everything else begins to make sense. So I would really encourage anyone who is interested at all in finding out more about what it means to be a Christian to take that step and find out about Jesus.